As you can see, there's a lot of technology coming out. Elon Musk has been very busy. The car changing color is just the one aspect of what he's been up to. But here's a video with more stuff what is coming, and it's very futuristic. It's just like the movies. I will say movies, cartoons, anime, whoever you prescribe to, you can see it all in this video. So I'm gonna put it up now. Okay. Oops, wrong one.
Elon Musk, one of the leaders in technology today, and AI and technology in general, warns the public that he is more concerned with the advancements of AI than he is about nukes. You'll want to share this video. Check this out.
I think the danger of AI is much greater than the danger of nuclear warheads, by a lot. Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes.
Now, when he's saying that, he's serious, right? Because, hi, Christine. They talk about machines taking over the world, machines being the rulers. So, the more AIs is made, the more machines take over the world, the more clever it becomes, the more less the humans have to do. So humans are like the slaves. Basically, that's what he's trying to say. So let me just play him again.
I try to convince people to slow down AI, to regulate AI. This was futile. I tried for years.
The biggest issue I see with so-called AI experts is that they think they know more than they do. And they think they're smarter than they actually are. This tends to plague smart people. They define themselves by their intelligence, and they don't like the idea that a machine could be way smarter than them, so they discount the idea, which is fundamentally flawed. That's the wishful thinking situation. I'm really very close to the cutting edge in AI, and it scares the hell out of me. It's capable of vastly more than almost anyone knows, and the rate of improvement is exponential.
It feels like we are the biological bootloader for AI, effectively. We are building it. And then we're building progressively greater intelligence. And the percentage of intelligence that is not human is increasing. And eventually, we will represent a very small percentage of intelligence. It's going to come faster than anyone appreciates. I think it's, with each passing year, the sophistication of...
You see the car behind him? That's the car changes color.
Computer intelligence is growing dramatically. I mean, I really think we're on an exponential improvement path of artificial intelligence. And the number of smart humans that are developing AI is also increasing dramatically. I mean, if you look at the attendance at the AI conferences, they're doubling every year. They're getting full. I have a sort of a young cousin of mine who's graduating from Berkeley in computer science and physics, and I asked him, well, how many of the smart students are studying AI in computer science? And the answer is all of them. With a better approach or better outcome is that we achieve democratization of AI technology, meaning that no one company or small set of individuals has control over advanced AI technology. I think that's very dangerous. It could also get stolen by somebody bad, like some evil dictator of the country could send their intelligence agency to go steal it and gain control. It just becomes a very unstable situation, I think, if you've got any incredibly powerful AI. You just don't know who's going to control that. So it's not as though I think that the risk is that the AI would develop a will of its own right off the bat. I think it's more the concern is that someone may use it in a way that is bad. and even if they weren't going to use it in a way that's bad, that somebody could take it from them and use it in a way that's bad. That I think is quite a big danger. We are, all of us already are cyborgs. So you have a machine extension of yourself in the form of your phone and your computer and all your applications. You are already superhuman. But by far, you have more power, more capability than the President of the United States had 30 years ago. If you have an internet link, you have an oracle of wisdom, you can communicate to millions of people, you can communicate to the rest of Earth instantly. I mean, these are magical powers that didn't exist not that long ago. So everyone is already superhuman. I think the singularity is probably the right word, because we just don't know what's going to happen once there's intelligence greater than that of a human brain. I mean, most of the movies and TV featuring AI, they don't describe it in quite the way it's likely to actually take place. But I think you just have to consider, like, even in the benign scenario where AI, if AI is much smarter than a person, what do we do?
Yeah.
What job do we have? I have to say that when something is a danger to the public, then there needs to be some government agency, like regulators. The fact is, like, we've got regulators in the aircraft industry, car industry, with drugs, food, and anything that's sort of a public risk. I mean, I think this has to fall into the category of a public risk. Usually there'll be some new technology. It will cause damage or death. There will be an outcry.
Is this not a warning? I think this is a warning. This is a warning. That's what I'm hearing. He's telling people the dangers of the AI. Because the AI can possibly turn around and kill you. People hate hearing the reality, but Elon Musk, though there are loads of technologies that's coming along, he's still letting the people know this is a danger to society. The Neuralink that we put in your brain, that is half human, half machine, cyborgs, humanoids. Where does it end?
There will be an investigation. Years will pass. There will be some sort of insight committee. There will be rulemaking. Then there will be oversight, eventually regulations. This all takes many years. This is the normal course of things. If you look at, say, automotive regulations, how long did it take for seatbelts to be implemented, to be required? The auto industry fought seatbelts, I think, for more than a decade. Successfully fought any regulations on seatbelts, even though the numbers were extremely obvious. If you had a seatbelt on, you would be far less likely to die or be seriously injured. It was unequivocal. And the industry fought this for years, successfully. Eventually, after many, many people died, regulators insisted on seatbelts. This time frame is not relevant to AI. You can't take 10 years from the point at which it's dangerous. It's too late.
I'm not normally an advocate of regulation and oversight. I mean, I think one should generally err on the side of minimizing those things. But this is a case where you have a very serious danger to the public. And so therefore there needs to be a public body that has insight and then oversight to confirm that everyone is developing AI safely. This is extremely important. I think the danger of AI is much greater than the danger of nuclear warheads, by a lot. And nobody would suggest that we allow anyone to just build nuclear warheads if they want. That would be insane. So why do we have no regulatory oversight? This is insane.
And the intent with OpenAI is to democratize AI power. There's a quote that I love from Lord Acton, he was the guy that came up with power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely, which is that freedom consists of the distribution of power and despotism in its concentration. And so I think it's important, if we have this incredible power of AI, that it not be concentrated in the hands of a few and potentially lead to a world that we don't want.
I'm not really all that worried about the short-term stuff, the things that are, like narrow AI is not a species-level risk. It will result in dislocation, in lost jobs, and sort of better weaponry and that kind of thing. But it is not a fundamental species-level risk, whereas digital superintelligence is. So it's really all about laying the groundwork to make sure that if humanity collectively decides that creating digital superintelligence is the right move, then we should do so very, very carefully. Very, very carefully.
We're rapidly headed towards digital superintelligence that far exceeds any human. I think it's very obvious.
So basically, I think what he's doing, he's telling the world dealing with artificial intelligence is the most dangerous thing because it can cause so much destruction on the earth. The movie that they show is the one that I told you about of the I think it's a millionaire. He makes this humanoid robot and he keeps her in captured, and a young man goes to the place. Obviously it's all AI security tight. There's no overriding it or all that. And the moral of the story is when the machine figures out how to come out, she leaves the human in there to die. And he has no way of coming out because there's nowhere to override all the security that is put in place, which is either done by voice recognition, eye recognition, thumbnail, whatever. So it just shows you that when people are developing things, no matter how long, because most of these AIs were developed from the 90s, which are what I said previously. They developed from the 90s, I think the 90s, the 80s, something like that, where they wanted to make the Google smarter than a human, where that you can have a proper conversation with a human. By doing this, they have formulated a clever bot, which means even now, even as I'm speaking, the computer picking up my voice. The videos that we are playing, they're picking up our videos. They're human in, therefore they are therefore able to strike or able to see when it's a copyright, or able to see when it's a licensed video. The list goes on. Not only that, there are several new things that are coming into play before the 2025, I think it is. Loads of different things, new trains, holo something train. I can't remember the name for it exactly. Um, right, it's be something out of a cartoon movie or a movie. I'm trying to think of movies where these technologies appear, where you can literally see the technologies in its fullest. So basically, it takes it out of your hands. It goes into a machine's hands. Even when you are, i.e., as the over here signing on, that's done by machines. Machines picks up on everything. There's no face-to-face talking. It's all done through electronics, voice recognition, which is similar to the biometrics, where they can tell, where it's like an identification thing, which is, as I previously, voice recognition, the list goes on. And I might just do a build on all the recognitions that they're using, because to know all the recognitions, even if you don't know and you don't use it in everyday life, I mean, they listed a few things on one of the videos that I spoke about: the smartphone, the banking, the heating system, politics, even. You can even say, even politics, because most things I saw they use electronics to put things into play. Nothing's coincidental. So, I just show you what Elon Musk is talking himself, because I always heard his name, and I see he's a very smart inventor. The Bitcoin was one of the biggest things that he invested, and he made millions on it, and he was therefore able to make more. So I might just do a build on Elon Musk himself, because he is a very interesting person on a whole. Not only is he a billionaire, trillionaire, maybe more, you know, Teslas, even the Tesla. When Lordship talk about, I think, when Lordship was talking about the Tesla. Now, Tesla was someone who was beyond his time, before his time. Tesla was a very, very clever inventor, and they're still using some of his inventions till today. So most of the things we are using on phones, chips, whatever, that's due to Tesla and his invention. So, you know, it just shows you the cycle, how it continues. I don't even know whether I'm wording it right, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a live, especially for Elon Musk. I think I need to know more about him, look into him a little more. We need to know who he is. I might even do a video, put up a video of him, because I see that YouTube is very strict on certain videos. Even when it comes to the car, I wanted to get a car from a car video from the actual place where they filmed the car, where it's changing colors and it does a whole heap of things. And they said it was a copyright and you have to distribute. And I thought, no, you know what? I'm not even putting it up. It's better to get from other sources. So there are many more technologies to come. Don't be, I mean, like when you're thinking, okay, it's the minute things they're gonna change. It's not the minute things they're gonna change. It's gonna be like the Jetsons. If you watch the Jetsons back in the days, then you know what I'm talking about. Okay, with the hover, even Back to the Future, the hover cars. I think there is a hover car coming forward at one point. I'm not sure. But some of the stuff that they have projected is really coming to fruition. So now this is 2022. There's many more other years to come. 2025, I think they have plans for that as well. I don't know whether I can project the videos, because, like I said, they are quick to copyright and take away space because of they don't want certain things out. They don't want you to hear certain things. They really don't. I mean, I could probably do it on Twitter, but that means I will have to put out my Twitter for everybody, and I want to give it out to certain people. So, with that said, I'm gonna come off. Thank you, Christine, for coming through. I'm due to do some other type of content soon. As you can see, I have some schedule talking about certain things. I'm not going to even list it now. Talk about certain things. Just put on the notifications for them schedule lives, so we can either have a panel talk about it. There is lots to learn. Even us oldies, we have to learn about these things, because our grandchildren, children will be dealing with all these stuff, plus extra. It might even be, like I said, as in the movies, Mad Max kind of situation. So I'm not going to go on. I just thought I'd bring this man forward and show what he's talking about, because he's warning very hard now. He's the inventor, but he's warning hard. So I'm gonna come off. Have a good day, good afternoon. Please like, comment underneath the videos. I will try and answer back. I will not ignore you at all. So, with that said, I'm going to come off, okay? So, have a good day, good afternoon, wherever you are. Later. Thank you, Christine, for coming again.